Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hyrule Warriors, the Definitive Edition. And we are about to step into level 2, the Elden Caves. But we have to go through all this tutorial stuff with the Bazaar. Once again, I am joined by my friend Card.
Hello, everybody. Did you miss me? Well, I can't really gauge your response because of how soon we're recording this in between episodes. But that's neither here nor there. Right. But as I posed at the end of the last episode, Serene, what is your favorite weapon to use in conjunction with Link? Because we're going through the bazaar where we get all the upgrades, and so at this market I might as well ask, what's your favorite weapon? Because at least for Link, he's got a bunch of different weapons in this game. If I may pull up the wiki real fast. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Oy.
And I have all of them in my home file. And I know that a lot of these characters aren't even playable yet, but I'm gonna go through and just grab up everything that I can at the moment. I know I'm running out of materials and stuff here, but this is one thing that I find interesting about DE, Definitive Edition, is that you get all of these characters unlocked right from the beginning, as opposed to both Legends and
Vanilla.
Vanilla, whatever you want to call it, where all these characters are locked, and you have to either get them on adventure mode or from other levels. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, still dodging my question, by the way.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say, going to your question though. Hey, look, Linkle. As for Link, honestly, out of all of the weapons that Link can have, generally when I'm playing, I'm usually running around with either the Master Sword, because it really is the best weapon to use for Link until you get his level 4.
Arduous battle.
But it's I usually either use the Master Sword or another one that I like to use a lot is
after the dust had settled.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember what all they are. I know he's got the Hylian Sword, the Magic Rod, the horse. I like using the horse.
Although the battle had been lost,
I like the power gauntlets, power gloves, whatever, the gauntlets. They're just called the gauntlets.
Gauntlets and flail, which is actually my favorite weapon for Link. But then again, when we actually get to my favorite character to play as, you'll understand why I like that particular weapon.
Right. Actually, I like Impa and her design. I just don't like using her weapon personally. That's why I'm using Link instead of Impa. It'll force me to play as Impa for a little while, but I don't know. I just don't really. I like the Naginata for Impa, but I don't care that much for the Giant Blade. Just to be honest.
Yeah, okay. I'll also admit the Naginata is definitely my preferred weapon for Impa. It's just because of the combos and all that, and anyway, welcome to Elden Cave, everybody. Lots of lava, lots of crystals, and hopefully this isn't Breath of the Wild where we need some special gear in order to make it through here.
Right. Oh crap! I forgot to put on my Breath of the Wild outfit. Oh well, I'll do that. Next level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I did do
next level because I totally.
I will.
Do that.
I will.
Want to play with that?
Yep. But yeah, for me at least, the Naginata definitely feels a bit better, at least for what I played with it. And gonna need to actually go back and see if I can get a copy get my friend's copy of Hyrule Warriors if the Definitive Edition isn't also available for the Wii U, because I've got a Wii U, I don't have a Switch yet.
Yeah.
Yet being the operative word. But anyway.
Unfortunately, this PE is only on the Switch, so.
Bummer. Oh well, I can. Oh well, yeah. Oh well, I can always just get the DLC later.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I was.
Combo. This is one of my favorite Link combos.
The sword beam combo.
It's really nice with the Master Sword because it shoots 3, but you have to unlock that now. So.
Okay. At least with the Master Sword, that makes sense because, it's story related, so I'm not going to be...
Well, no, I mean you have to unlock the, triple sword beam.
Ah, bummer. That's a bit of a downer.
Yeah. In the original Hyrule Warriors, you had Evil's Bane, which was that sealed skill that took 25,000 KOs, and you had to, have all the weapons before you could even unlock it.
Yep.
What they did here was, Evil's Bane is now only 15,000 kills, but the difference between, the reason for that is because they added the triple sword beam as its second ability, and that takes 10,000 kills.
Yeesh.
So, yeah. You have to collect all the level 3 weapons to get the triple sword beam, and you have to collect all the level 4 weapons to get Evil's Bane. So you would really have to go through everything on here in order to get Evil's Bane. But I mean, that's the way the original Hyrule Warriors was. You had to do everything in the original. All the rest of the stuff that came out was all DLC afterwards, so... It's a lot more to go through now than there was back then, which can make it a little more obnoxious, but...
But hey, it's but for anyone who's a fan of RPGs, or Monster in my case, you must all, at one point you must always submit yourself to the grind.
Always, every time, always a grind somewhere.
Oh wait, something else that we could talk about. Because now that we're fighting Pose this time, so favorite Zelda enemy that we've come across from the various games.
Favorite Zelda enemy? That's a tough question.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about bosses because that's a different kettle of fish. I'm talking like the mooks.
Right.
If I may give an example, so that way you can actually get some time thought.
Yeah.
I'll admit I do still have Breath of the Wild on the brain, but I've always kind of liked those Alphos enemies in their various incarnations, whether it be Ocarina times, I've got a sword for one of my hands. Breath of the Wild's chameleon ones, personal favorite design there, right. or the ones from Skyward Sword, whether with the axe tails, or the ones from Twilight Princess. So Zolfos have always been my favorite enemy, and seeing them have always just been like, oh, that's always cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely think I can agree. I don't know that I would call them my favorite. I definitely love, and this is coming from somebody who personally thought that Skyward Sword was one of the better Zelda games. I know that's an unpopular opinion.
Come at us, haters.
Yeah, I know that's an unpopular opinion, that Skyward Sword was one of the better Zelda games. But, I don't know, I really liked Skyward Sword a lot. I keep forgetting I don't have that combo. I really liked the design of the Zolfos in Skyward Sword. It really helps, personally, that, they had that battle theme whenever you fought them. That happens, honestly, to be one of my favorite Skyward Sword tracks.
Music. That's something we're gonna get into later because trust me, I've got a bit of an ear for music, and if I tried to go through all of my favorite tracks from Zelda, that would take up an entire episode.
Right. And
Trust me, I love music.
Right. But like I said, I don't know that I would call the Lizalfos my favorite enemy. I'm really actually not sure what I would claim as my favorite enemy, to be completely honest. Because there are a lot of good, as you put it, mooks out there, you know. So there are actually a lot of good enemies out there. I can't even get to that Skulltula, I don't think. Let me try to get to it, but I'm not actually sure I can. I killed too many enemies. I do this every time on this level. I kill too many enemies.
Oh, remember, if you can't get it this time, we can always go back. We can always go back and free play.
Yeah, I may have to go back and free play for it. I'm gonna try.
This is an attempt on 100% run, but nothing is guaranteed. At least in terms of the
Oh God, I don't even remember where it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, definitely got.
Definitely not gonna get it. I don't even remember where it is now that I'm thinking about it. The spot that I was thinking of is not where it's actually at. That's the hard mode Skulltula. So I think it's over in the keep all the way on the right side there.
Yeah, look it up.
3 gates. I don't even think I can get to it.
Well, like I said, look it up later.
Yeah.
Look it up later, and because let's face it, we will be going through free play to get anything we missed during the Legends run.
Right. I don't know if I'll record free play, but we will make sure that we go through. I cleared that keep, and I didn't even go and save the bomb chew. It's about to die.
Well,
I didn't realize that the bomb chew hadn't gotten to the keep yet. Oops. I'm just not paying attention at the moment. That's the hilarious part.
Happens. But yeah. Like I said, Zelda mooks. From your skeletons to your various goblins and orc-esque beasties. Look at you, moblins and bokoblins. To the lizard men, to the mechanical monstrosities that are the Beamos and the Guardians. Oh dear God, the Guardians.
The Guardians. I love the Guardians. Honestly, if I had to sit down and say what my favorite enemies was, just from Breath of the Wild, I think I would either say the Guardians or I would say the Lizalfos. I really did like the Lizalfos a lot. Part of me just really liked the Guardians though, because not only did you have the Guardians, but it wasn't just like, here's the Guardian Stalker, and that was the only one. There was so much variety in the Guardians,
And you know what? That's both the high point and the thing that sort of makes me not like the Guardian so much, because after a while it's like, okay, I am getting sick of seeing you guys.
Yeah, it does get really tiring seeing them, like especially early game when you're running around as like, oh, you're running away from a Guardian, except that you run away from a regular Guardian only to end up with the depreciated Guardians, the ones that are stuck in place. So then you run away from them only to then get attacked by the freaking flying Guardians, and you're just like, oh my God.
Also, hi Shiek, aka not Zelda, because let's face it, we all know who you are, and I am still wondering how the heck she pulls this transformation off.
Right.
I know. Okay, before anyone comments, yes, I know that. Yes, I know that this is like a ninja thing. I have seen the Gaijin Goomba video. Yeah, no, please don't comment. Yes, I've seen it, but I'm not sure whether or not this is mainly just Triforce of Wisdom magic, or whether she can actually squeeze into that outfit. Because let's face it, I'm gonna like this may be a little bit crass, but how does she hide? Her chest?
Yeah, I was gonna say she's
Yeah, Zelda.
fairly well endowed, and she's not when she's in Shiek form.
Yeah, it's like at least with Wind Waker and Tetra, that makes a lot of that makes sense for that, but with this, like, how. How the whole Sheik transformation thing for me never made too much sense, but hey, I'm not gonna complain about it. It's,
Right. I mean,
but yeah,
I mean the one thing about the Hyrule Warriors Sheik is, they definitely went with a female Sheik in this because you can tell that she does have a bust. So it's not like the Ocarina of Time Sheik where Ocarina of Time Sheik was completely flat, and then she turns into Zelda, and you're like,
how?
boobs.
So yeah, it's like it goes from I'm like it's like so it's like okay, at least in Hyrule Warriors, it's like okay, yeah, like this Sheik definitely more feminine, so but same time, but it's always that sort of like huh.
Right.
But anyway, the mini rant over. Back on target.
Right.
Uh.
But no, like I said, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but like I said, I really did like Skyward Sword. I would not put it anywhere in my top 5 Zeldas. I'd probably put it at 6. And I know that there are only 18 or 20 games out, so if you make a top 10 list, you have to include half the series and all that, and that's true. But even so, I still felt like Skyward Sword was one of the better Zelda games. Don't get me wrong, Skyward Sword had so many flaws.
We're not saying it's faultless, people, but could dial back the hate a little bit.
Right. It had so many flaws, and I will be the first to admit it. Being a fan of the game, I will straight up admit Skyward Sword had so many flaws. But even with all of its flaws, it's like I get okay. Sorry. Let me word this properly.
If I may. Just because you're a fan of something does not mean you being a fan of something does not mean you automatically ignore all of something you like's flaws. Right. Admitting to those flaws and liking it despite them will give you a greater appreciation of said game. Because if I may, one of my favorite games of all time, which I will never ever stop banging on about, is the Persona series. I love Persona 3. I like Persona 4. I love Persona 5. And Persona 1 and 2 I didn't play that much, and the less I say about Persona 3 and Persona 2, the better. But I will. But I will admit that 4 has its flaws.
Right.
And but I still love that game, and because it's because of what it came out for me, yada yada yada. But it's not. Well, I am experiencing slowdown on my end. Don't know whether that was my computer or what, but anyway, it's not ignoring the flaws that make you love a game. It's accepting those flaws and telling people, yeah, I know it's flawed, but I love it anyway.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely a big part. That's a big part, in my opinion, of being a fan of something. I see a lot of people who are fans of something, and then it's they're always like, well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like, no, there are things wrong with it, Yeah,
it's like, you don't need, there are flaws, but what? but just because someone points out those flaws doesn't mean it should affect your enjoyment of it. I hate this. I hate to sound kind of pretentious here, but a real fan wouldn't worry too much about whether or not something is quote unquote flawless, because hate to break it to you, if you're looking for perfection, you're never gonna find it. Ugh, hate that word, by the way. Perfect, but that's a rant for another. Yeah, hate that word. That's a rant for a rant and discussion for another time. Anyway, back to Skyward Sword being a little bit better than what people say because let's face it, not exactly. Sure, it's not flawless, but it's not as bad as people say. And well, although I haven't personally played that much of Skyward Sword, from what I have seen, it's a decent game.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I like the fact that it tells the story of the creation of the Master Sword, the beginning of the cycle of rebirth and destruction,
and let's face it, this is the whole Ed. Oh, this is gonna get me some hate, but this is the cutest Zelda and Link coupling. I mean, come on.
Right.
That, and let's face it, how could aside from at the beginning of the game, how could you hate Groose? I mean,
Groose was awesome. Groose was awesome once you got into the game, You start the game and you're like, oh god, who is this guy? You think that, you're gonna hate this guy. But,
and,
I love that,
Yeah, it's like even this guy that's reportedly they even this guy's like, oh wow, you are so jealous of Link just because you have a big old crush on Zelda. It's and you're trying to one up him because of that. So it's like, okay, I get it. This big attitude is you overcompensate. Is you overcompensating? You're a bit of and well, let's face it. If anything, he definitely made the ladder fights against the sealed one a lot more bearable.
Yeah, the imprisoned.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's like the things that I liked about Skyward Sword are a lot of the things that I liked about or rather about Majora's Mask. The game focused a lot on the characters, made them lively, made them colorful, made them interesting. Something was always new about them. Well, not always, but enough that like you would go visit Skyloft and there was usually something new, about all the characters and things. It wasn't every single time, but you know what I mean.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 you'd go and it's like, oh hey, this thing has changed, and so there was always something to discover. There was always something new. Yes, I will agree that the Skyward Sword suffers a lot from the same issue that Ocarina of Time had. It had an expansive overworld, and when I say overworld, I mean like the land above the clouds kind of thing, It had an expansive overworld, just like Ocarina of Time had, but there was nothing in it. Which in my opinion, is a huge flaw.
Hey, look! Clouds! And more clouds! More clouds! Oh wait, is that an island? No wait, that's more clouds.
That's more clouds, yep. Oh yeah, no. That was... and the fact that all of the clouds were dull and brown, which I thought was an odd choice for clouds.
Okay, yeah, we get it. They're supposed to be above the sky and that sort of thing. So all this sort of dirt and collective and hello.
There's Woodrow.
Oh yeah, Ugh, this guy right here, always freaky. I know he's supposed to be like an elite Wizrobe, but still, just
Right.
no thanks. Just although, but again, when it comes to overworlds, I like this is definitely a you've got to pick your poison. Well, like you either get before Breath of the Wild, but then again, not
Right.
again, that's kind of cheating, but because but oh crap, I'm sorry, I just had flashbacks to getting grabbed by the floor masters. Ugh,
Yeah.
no thanks.
No, the one thing that one thing about the Zelda series that I've always noted is that the Zelda series, even since like the first Zelda, always had one big issue, which was, the Zelda series always had an overworld, but in the original Legend of Zelda, unless you really knew what you were doing in that game, it was hard to find anything. And, honestly, the majority of the Zelda games, my biggest issue has always been the overworld. It's either too small, or it's big and there's just nothing in it. Twilight Princess, but don't get me wrong, Twilight Princess had a great overworld. It wasn't too small, but it was concealed. They kept you locked into certain places.
Yeah.
You were able to access the next area, and that did help a little bit. It made it smaller at times, but it also made it so that they could put more stuff in at a single time, and you could explore and find more stuff. But again, still the biggest issue was always that the overworld just had nothing in it. One thing that I really liked about A Link to the Past, I'm going to say that even though I'm not a big fan of A Link to the Past, one of the things I did like about A Link to the Past was that there was generally something in every screen. And I feel like the 2D Zelda games had the best overworlds because since they were limited to screens, they would go, okay, here's this screen, and so in this screen there is this amount of space, and because there's this much space on the screen, therefore we have that much space to fill, which then makes you put more into each individual screen.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we'll have to save the rest of this little rant for later because we got through the Elden Caves, everybody.
The Elden Caves, yeah, actually we did. Another there's like a small cutscene. Oh no, actually there isn't. So.
Yeah, that's what.
We'll just have to save the rest of this rant until the next episode. I will let this play just because it's cool. Though I'll probably skip it for other levels and stuff. I like to show like the cutscenes the first time they play and things like that. Fire Rod!
Mm-hmm.
Spare. Oh look, I'm suddenly getting all kinds of weapon drops now that I have all those other characters.
It's all. Yep.
Hey, I can increase Fi's repertoire of attacks. Anyway, we'll handle the bazaar and stuff in the next episode. And then we'll head on to Faron Woods. So
When do we get? Because next episode we get introduced to one of the waifus of this game.
Not my favorite, but one of my favorite characters. So.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I hope you've all enjoyed. If you have, please feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to check out my Patreon in the link below in the video description. Also, check the playlist below in the video description if you missed the previous episode. And we'll see you all next time.
Ciao!
See you later.